All right, guys. Woo! That one right there, boy, that was just how we drew it up. Give Rutgers a lot of credit, man. I think they're a really, really good team. I really do. They're at full strength now. They were at full strength in their last game, and the two guys that were out for a couple of their games really make a difference for them. Mulcahy in particular, he just is so disruptive and such a good player. Older, physical team. I thought, the big kid made a heck of a block there at the on Bryce's drive, and thought our guys stayed with it, played it till the very end. We gave them two calls at the end based on a make or a miss, and we practiced those situations a lot. What they did is they did a really good job kind of taking away his ability to get it down the floor. Having said that, Bruce made a really poised decision, and what a heck of a shot by Tanner. So.
You said it was going to be an adjustment to Big Ten play for Tanner, and it obviously is, but how do you think he handled that moment and just not having scored before that? What can you say about delivering?
Well, he's a gamer. I mean, he's made big shots his whole life, really. Made big shots. I mean, he made a game-winning reception as a wide receiver in the state championship game. Like, he's a gamer. He's got to get better defensively against this level of physicality and athlete, and he's really got to improve on that end. But man, I don't want to get into that too much tonight because I'm just really happy for the kid. Really happy for him.
You subbed him in for Justice with I think with 5 seconds to go. What went into that decision to put him on the court?
Yeah, part of it, Adam, if I'm being honest, was he is our best long inbound. So I'll give you a little bit of our thinking here. So when they were at the line the first time, we anticipated them fouling. So we went to a full court action that would allow us to potentially get a shot off without them having a chance to foul, or else we would have inbounded it in the backcourt. And so we tried to inbound it down the floor, and they did a pretty good job taking it away, and they ended up fouling. Bruce makes 2 free throws, and then we had Tanner's our best long passer, so we wanted to sub him back in to run a similar full court action because he's got a really good arm, and Justice can do it too. But it was that and just feel.
So if you're anticipating they're going to make both free throws then to put you down 3, and you're planning on Tanner being the guy taking the ball out, instead he's the guy taking 3.
Yeah.
How much did the play unfold? How you scripted it, and how much did guys have to freelance it?
Not much. Yeah, not much. They took it away. The 3 Bryce hit that they called the illegal screen on was exactly how we drew it up. But that was all them.
And then the poise of Bryce to get the rebound, get
Yes.
up to Bruce to make a play like that along the baseline. You're getting plays like that from 2 freshmen with the game on the line.
Yeah.
What did you see from them?
Now we do practice that situation on the free throw line, a 2 or a 3-point game. Let's get right into our full court action. Get it to Bruce, get it to our point guard. He's our best decision maker. Bryce did a good job there. I mean, it's a really good point because I just said that in the locker room. That's a minor thing, but you wanted your most poised guy in that situation with the ball, and Bruce is that force.
Chris, I think you right before that, it looked like you were talking to Bruce on the sideline. I'm sure you're just telling him if this, then this, if this, then this. But in those moments, like what do you sense from him as a freshman who's in that moment? He has the ball with probably the best defender in the league, hounding him near the sideline. Just you mentioned his poise, but it doesn't seem like a normal kind of freshman response to that kind of.
No, he's really tough, guys. He's really tough. The plays he made defensively, the loose ball recovery, timeout, the charge, were as good of game-changing plays by a freshman that I've seen, honestly, that I've coached. You're talking about in the guts of the game, those are 2 critical plays. And again, Steve does an unbelievable job with this Rutgers team. I think they're very good. I want to make sure that that everybody hears that. But yeah, he really does have great poise. He's used to winning, and as much as anybody I've ever coached at a young age, he plays to win. And not every kid plays to win or understands what playing to win looks like. He was extremely well coached in high school. He understands what playing to win is. And those two plays that he made embody that. You know, kids think, and like Bruce didn't score it that well tonight, and he was engaged the entire game. So he's mature, understands playing to win, and that's why I've said, you know, he's hard to take out of the lineup right now.
So I'm watching you on the scorer's table as the last play unfolds, and you didn't react like I would think a coach would react when the last second shot goes in to win the game. You just kind of sat there and watched it.
You want me to run around?
No, I would enjoy that. So I
Okay.
just kind of wonder, like, what is going through your mind?
I want to make sure it was good first.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to make
What
sure.
were you worried about, Bryce? Were you worried about Tanner being in bounds? Were you worried about any specific mechanics?
No, because whether that was the case or not, I totally understand your question. Whether that was the case or not, it's a live ball, right? Officials are going to, you know, make the right call. They're going to miss some calls. Those things tend to usually even out. But I just, in that moment, you know, it was an emotional moment for sure. And I just wanted to make sure that the game was actually over.
So you're looking at an official there?
Yeah. Yeah.
You guys don't have ice tonight. I know his stats don't always show what he does on the court, but obviously Bruce has to play more. But beyond that, what did you miss not having him tonight?
Passing, decision making, and then his ability to guard their bigger guards. Mulcahy's a real load with the ball in his hands. I think there are certain teams in the league where you're like, hey, we need to have this guy. And I can think of like 3 teams right now. This was one of them. I just said we have that, you know. But listen, our thoughts are with Isaac and his family and his. It's a very personal situation to him. He's went through some really difficult things with people he really cares about. So there's no real timetable on his return.
Zed, especially first half, was, I think, as good as you could ask going against the guys that he's going with.
Yeah.
Did you sense anything different from him before this game to get him fired up, or was it just his night?
I think he knows how good the guy playing opposite him is. And that kid was a 5-star. He's going into his 3rd year. You have a 5-star player going into his 3rd year. And he was a top 20 player in the country his 3rd year. He's going to be a dominant college player. And that's what that kid is going to be. He's going to be a dominant player this year. So I think he knew how good Cliff was. And I just think he's trying to listen, he's played very well offensively, played very well on the glass, continues to make free throw. I just love his development. But he's got, you know, defensively, he's got to tie us together better.
Zed Key, to me, in the first half, looked like he was as engaged as he may have ever been, and diving on the floor for loose balls, getting offensive rebounds, putbacks, tips. He was doing a little bit of everything for you. Hit a 3. Just how important is it for you to have that Zed Key as often as humanly possible?
Yeah, I just say to Patrick, I think you're exactly right. I think he was highly engaged in this game, and he knows how good this Rutgers team is, and he knows how good their big kid is. So I think that obviously really had his attention, but I think he's been very consistent for us offensively. Again, and on the glass, terrific in those areas. The areas he has to continue to grow in is his ability to tie our defense together. He's in so many pick and roll situations. He just has to continue to grow in that area.
Your administration, I think, really rocked the boat here today. They got some tickets into the hands of a lot of people that haven't been coming to the games. You got 14,000 people here tonight, and you just hope that what you guys put out there tonight is enough to get more and more people coming, because it's obvious that the efforts were pretty much appreciated by a lot of people, I think.
Yeah, credit to our administration and our ticket people for doing that. And I thought our students were phenomenal again. You know, I'm just amazed. The last 2 years, we've sold out season tickets in record time. I think it's been back to 2000 and maybe 12 or 13. They've sold out so quickly, and our students are engaged, and they bring in just a different element. But to your point, Steve, I also think we had a lot of other people who came, and you know, hopefully they had a good time.
Chris, I think we talk maybe every week about Bryce's defense.
Yeah.
I think tonight maybe was his best defensive performance of the year.
Let me watch the tape
Yeah,
on
yeah.
that, okay?
But the effort there that he put out
Yeah.
there, how do you continue to get that from him and just let him see what he did, I guess?
I think the standard is he's got to be really committed on that end, or else it'll affect his, you know, like any player, it'll affect how much he can play. So I think he's got to. He wants to get better in all the areas that he's not. You know, people talk about his defense, but all the areas that he's not quite where he needs to be yet, he's really hungry to get better. Bryce is a tremendous kid, been raised really well. He wants to get better, and he will. He was highly engaged tonight, and we need him. And I thought, you know, the play that we put him in, I thought maybe he could get to his left step back. That was kind of what I was hoping. Similar to kind of what EJ did against Duke, but again, that kid made a great play.
And then everybody had to step up because Ice was out. How did you think, like the pregame talk of players needing to do that? Did you see that throughout the game?
Yeah, I thought Roddy gave us some really good minutes, and I think depending on how long Isaac is out, Roddy's going to need to play a really important role for this group.
Or the thing about Bruce, when they're pressuring the way that they pressure and using their bodies, the way they use their bodies to guard you, I mean, he played until I think he played like 30 minutes without a break. The physicality that he seems to be able to handle at this stage of his career. Did you know that he would be that ready to play that many minutes against this kind of team?
I don't think you know that. You certainly can have. We evaluated him a lot, and Jake did a phenomenal job recruiting him, but we really saw him play a lot at him. So, you know, in his situation, like we knew his game inside and out. We knew how well coached he'd been, the high level he played at, how much of a winner he was. But I think it would have been much for me to say, you know, back in a couple summers ago, yeah, Bruce is going to play 38 minutes in the first game of the Big Ten season against one of the best defensive teams in the country. I don't think I would have went that far, but I would have said he's going to play a very important role.
And when you know you're going to be without Ice and not very long before this game is going to be played, how did you have to scramble quickly and maybe teach some guys like Roddy and some guys that are going to play a bigger role, like how to try to play against their pressure?
Yeah, we had to simplify some things, and I think you saw we had a couple play busts in the first half because of we had I had to teach Justice now 3 positions because he's backing up the point. So we just weren't as clean as we needed to be with some of those play busts. I think you saw it with we tried to simplify it, but even some of our simple things, it was just hard because it was, you know, for Isaac, we just had this conversation, you know, yesterday afternoon, so it was a pretty quick turnaround for us.
Finish up with Jack.
Coach, you guys saw several different looks from them defensively.
Yeah.
Offensively, obviously they had some man, they mixed in several different zones.
Sure did.
You know, how do you feel your offense reacted to that, and how do you feel Bruce reacted to that as well?
Good. Yeah, they had a 1-3-1. They had a 2-3 that can morph into a man-to-man. They had a 1-3-1 that can morph into a man-to-man. They had a man-to-man that's the 6th best defense in the country. So imagine all of that with a freshman point guard. I thought his decision-making was really good. We just wanted to be aggressive against their changing defenses. That was the biggest thing. Don't be tentative, be aggressive. I thought Sean hit an early 3 against it. I thought we got some we weren't great with all the changing defenses, but I thought we were okay. All things considered, with some of the youth we had out there, I thought we did a pretty good job with it. Okay, all right, thanks.